First I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking I could never live without you by my side. Then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, but I grew strong. I learned how to carry on, and now you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you there with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key. If I'd known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbyes? Think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, not I. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 8 of the Missouri Rhino Watch. My name is Joshua Lehman, and this is my bearded muse, Mr. Brett O'Rear.
Thank you for stop singing, Josh.
You're welcome.
And we are on the air. Who are we with today?
We are with our wonderful Patriot friend and candidate for Jackson County Executive, Mr. Preston Smith.
Hey, Joshua, good to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for being with us. And, of
He
course...
had no idea what he was getting into.
No, he had no idea.
My
he
goodness.
was looking at me while I was singing. He goes, oh, God, is he still going?
He was trying to get out. He was trying to get out.
But we put him against the wall so he couldn't
right.
leave.
And the seatbelts. We have new seatbelts.
We have new seatbelts thanks to Sam.
He can't go anywhere.
So that no one can run away from our conversations. Sam, by the way.
Oh, hey,
Sam from the Sam Daily Show. We got a star on the set. He can't find himself. Hold on, guys. He's looking for himself. He's going to find it. There he is. There he is.
Sam, how did that first show go?
It was good.
See, everybody, it was
first
good.
week of show.
It was good.
Did you do just more than one?
Yeah, we did it.
You did like a whole week.
We did it daily.
And then you did you had Darren Ross and Randy on.
Yeah, so we did one on Monday, and then we did one on Tuesday, and then we did one on Wednesday.
That is daily.
And then we did one on Thursday with Darren Ross with
Did
Patriots
you do one on
and Brett.
Friday?
Did I do one on Friday?
Yeah.
I didn't do one on Friday.
Oh, so it's not daily, Preston. I'm sorry.
It's almost every day.
Almost every day.
It's like
Almost
most
every
of the
daily
days.
show.
It's most of the days. The
I
days
like
that I don't feel like partying.
Well, it's every day that ends with Y minus
Friday.
the ones that begin
Saturday,
with
and
F,
Sunday, and S.
S.
Gotcha.
Yes, yeah, that's
You
it.
guys catch all that?
No.
4 days a week. The same daily show.
4 days a
4
week.
days a week.
Daily.
Yes.
4 days a week. All right.
So, real quick, because I have
Please.
a great friend. I have a great friend who has texted me and asked me this. He said, Josh, I know that it's a local or it's Missouri specific show, but please throw a bomb at House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. So I'm going to.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I heard a little bit about that.
So remember he was like, I would never ask. They set him up, which is how journalists do. That's how we do sometimes. Yeah. They said, hey man, would you have ever said like you want Trump to resign? Oh, I never said that. Never said that. Blah, 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 blah. Then like a couple hours later, audio drops and Kevin McCarthy's telling Liz Cheney he wishes he would resign. He doesn't think he will, but he wishes he would because I'm tired of this guy.
He wishes Trump would resign.
Kevin McCarthy spoke out and said, I wish that Trump would resign. He didn't think he would, which he was right because Trump's a fighter. He doesn't back
His
down.
wish didn't get granted.
His wish didn't get granted. But see, just enough time and things surfaced. So Kevin McCarthy, if you ever watch this show, know that we don't like you. That's for you, Jim. That's for you. Okay.
Thanks, Jim.
Real quick, I want to talk about some sponsors. So thank you all very much for everybody who donated to get us on this show tonight. We really appreciate it very much. I want to give a big shout out to the Bixby Country Store in Bixby, Missouri. I got a little copy I'm going to read for them, okay? Mm-hmm. So come visit the Bixby Country Store, located in the middle of Mark Twain National Forest off Highway 32. In Bixby, that's hard for me to say. Sorry, guys. Bixby, Missouri. See why bikers and car clubs make this a destination. Delicious food, cold beer, soda, ice cream, ice, and gas. Gas pumps proudly have the Biden I Did That stickers and enjoy the excellent service from the wonderful employees. I love these people.
Oh, that's awesome. Bixby.
Bixby.
Wasn't that the Incredible Hulk? Bigsby? Bill Bixby, right? Bixby?
I don't know where you're going with this. I don't know.
Bill Bixby. He was the
I
Incredible
have
Hulk.
no idea who Bill
That was
Bixby.
Lou Elf. Whatever.
Yes.
This must have been in the 40s or the 50s.
Oh, these were in the 70s,
shots
80s,
fired
right?
early.
All right. Preston and I are against the two kids.
Okay, that's fine.
You little whippersnappers.
Hold on.
First of
I
all,
just
go mow
don't
my
know.
yard.
I didn't say anything about it.
Oh, okay.
Let's mow Brandon. Let's
Oh,
give him
yeah.
a shout
Speaking
out.
of
Let's
mowing.
mow Brandon.
Yeah. Let's mow Brandon.
Yeah, if you need your lawn cut,
It's
Pampered.
cutting. It's lawn cutting
It is
season.
lawn
It is
cutting
long
season.
cutting
Yeah.
season.
Go ahead and
He's
go to
open on
Facebook.
Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
That's
when
actually
he's
true.
not doing the Sam Daily Show. So there you go. So
Yeah.
that's why.
good
That's
stuff.
where you can find Sam. And if it's not Monday through Thursday,
He's busy.
he is on a riding lawnmower,
That's right.
doing his work,
Mhm.
God's work. This guy is a hard worker, guys. If you see me, like I can see myself in the camera, and I'm like,
He has a
I
bad
threw
neck,
my
folks.
neck
Do you
out.
see that?
That
Look at
was
that.
horrible. And so like now everything I do is like, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, also, Bixby Country Store. I love the fact that they have the I Did That stickers on their own gas pumps. These how you know they're patriots. God bless you guys.
So they didn't vandalize their own. They can vandalize their own stuff.
Well, I think if you do it yourself, it's called art,
Oh, okay.
and it's not called vandalism. And Bridget from the Bixby Country Store, she is the owner. So shout out to you, Bridget. Thank you so much for your support.
Thanks, Bridget.
And for more than that, for being a patriot. And then, of course, the one who got us all these connections is Barbara Whittington, a.k.a. Deplorable Truck Driver. And she is phenomenal. She has started this group, which I absolutely love, called the Backwoods Conservatives. Okay? So she's out in the sticks. That's her words, not mine. She's out in the sticks, and she's this is so ingenious about the way that she's doing this stuff. She goes and sits down at the Bixby Country Store with a paper explaining all the problems that are happening in Jeff City with her she calls her Senator affectionately Rino Gannon.
Oh, that's awesome.
And she writes out everything that's wrong, and then as people come into the store, she shares this information with them, and then gets them to sign if they're against it, right? And so then she takes that information and mails it in to her senator, and requests that she. And this is how smart she is. She won't let her call her and give her an explanation. She goes, no, you need to put this in writing. you need to put this in writing so that I can hold you accountable.
Nice.
You know? And so she did it. One time she called out. They didn't say nothing to her, or they didn't get back to her. She called out again. Still nothing. She formed Backwoods Conservatives, which has, I believe, 47 or 48 members now.
Outstanding. I tell you what. And you know what? She even donated money to my campaign and bought a T-shirt.
She is a 100% patriot.
Absolutely.
100% hardworking, God-fearing, America-loving patriot. And she sends me pictures of her beautiful grandchildren. And always, we have a very good friendship. And she'll send them to me and say, this is why I keep fighting. You know? And then she actually sent my kids a gift, man. She was wonderful. She sent Trump coins.
Oh yeah,
the silver dollar, or not silver dollar, but silver Trump coins. And she was like, "This is a gift, from me to them to tell them thank you, because I know that you're giving up time with your dad so that he can fight. So this is my thanks to you." And they, of course, my kids loved it.
Nice.
I have to make sure they put it back on the shelf every night, or they will end up
spending it. At Bixby store.
At Bixby Sports store. That may happen. But anyways, wonderful shout out to Barbara. We love you, Barbara, very much. Thank you. She asked me to wear this tonight, so I'm gonna put it on for a little bit until I start sweating.
Stops the shine.
Does stop the shine. So, hat tip to you, Barbara. We love you. Okay. And last thing, and then we're gonna let Preston give us the spiel on how he's going to make America great again in Jackson County.
We're going to try to make Jackson County great, period.
Absolutely. That's
there you
awesome.
go. I'm not sure it's ever been great again, but we'll make it great.
Right on.
Excellent.
So last thing is UPP, United for Principled Politics. These individuals are phenomenal. They are a vetting group that is going around and is focusing heavily on all of our state representatives. Specifically right now they're working on the House, and they're going through an arduous vetting process of every single person that's filed, right? And basically, well, the ones who have primaries. If they don't have a primary, then they're not as high a priority, because we want to make sure we're vetting those who do have a primary to get the right person in. But they are a team of individuals who've been in this fight. Laura Tipton is one of them. She's been in this fight for 8 years, and they work to vet true conservatives and then put their seal of approval on them. So be looking out for that. Any of you representatives who may be running in a primary, Allie Grafe, you may want to reach out to them as well. You can find them on Facebook. And then if you reach out to me, I can make sure that I get you connected as well. But they are working. They may reach out to you if you're running before you reach out to them, because they are being very diligent in the way that they do this. So thank you all very much for what you're doing. We appreciate it very much, and we're going to help however we can.
And say their name again.
UPP.
Up.
United for Principled Politics. I love that.
Yep.
I love that. Okay, so now we are going to turn the floor over to Mr. Preston Smith. And again, he is running for Jackson County Executive. It's a really cool title. And we want to just let him speak on the things that he wants to bring to Jackson County, some of the initiatives that he has vision for, and what's going on. So right over to you, sir.
Well, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that so much. Let me just say that the last time a Republican was Jackson County Executive, the streets in Kansas City were dirt, and there were horses outside the businesses.
Wow.
It's been over 100 years, literally. We've never had a competitive race in Jackson County of a county-wide Republican. This is it. This is our year. So if we don't do it this year, we're not going to ever pull it off. So I tell you what, I didn't want to run. Even though I've worked on 90 different campaigns over the last 40 years, I've helped 20 Republicans since December on their campaigns in Cass and Clay, Platte, St. Charles County, and Jackson County. I mean, I've helped a lot of Republicans over my life. But really running for public office was the last thing I wanted to do. But the thing is, I just saw the dysfunction in Jackson County, the problems, especially with the way they run their tax assessments. So I told my wife last fall, I said, look, we have a choice. We either have to go fix this county government, or we need to move out of the county. That's where we're at. So if we don't get this fixed, we don't clean up this county and get things cleaned up, I'll probably be looking for another place outside of the county line, because this is basically where we're at. We've got a county that has shown itself during the COVID time to be way overbearing, a domineering tyranny. I mean, we just had too much of it. The COVID mandates went on for too long. They were too restrictive, and it was just something that we had to just stop. But then in 2019, I fought the county on property taxes, and then they had an assessment that was too discriminatory. It was too high. The state auditor, the Democrat, came out and said that in Jackson County, it was 70% higher increased assessments in Jackson County than any other county in the state of Missouri.
Wow.
So for almost daily, for months, I fought them tooth and nail to try to figure out how to get this lower for people. There was a group of about 70,000 people in Jackson County where it was a clear discrimination, where you had almost a third of the county got a 14.9% increase in their assessments. But these people, they got triple digits, some even over 1,000% increase in their assessments.
God almighty.
And
How was that justified?
The assessor said that this had to be done because it was based on market value. But here it is in 2021, they clearly didn't do the assessments based on market value because you had the whole legislature and Frank White, the county executive, running for re-election in 2022. So, for example, in eastern Jackson County, the assessment rate went up only about 10%. But the actual market value of sales in Jackson County was over 20%, close to 30%. So here it is. They can follow the law they say when they want to, and they can modify it when they don't. And it's really that's the problem with Jackson County is that they follow the state law when they feel like it.
Right.
So no, I had to run, step forward, and to do it. We've got an amazing campaign going right now. Let me tell you, I started knocking doors a month ago. In fact, I was even outside yesterday. I knocked doors for 7 hours. Well, according to my Fitbit, I walked 15 miles. So we're serious about doing this. I've got people making phone calls about over 90,000 calls that we're planning on making in the next 101 days in this election. We're praying for 300 volunteers to come forward. And I think we'll get it because people are energized. We've got people that are serious about making this work and make a change.
Yeah, I was about to ask you. So when you go into those doors, how well are you being received?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, some people come out of the door and hug me.
Nice.
I mean, you got to see it to believe it. And also, I've built so many databases for campaigns. My goal for this database for me was to try to find hard Republicans that had been missed from all the other canvases. So here it is. Here I'm out knocking on doors yesterday. I came across a couple of guys. They said, man, we are hardcore voters. You're the first politician that's ever knocked on our door.
Wow.
So I said, bingo. I figured out how to do it. Let me show you. I got the yard signs in today.
Yeah,
these are amazing. And
Hold up a little bit higher. A
little higher?
Right there, yeah.
What I've got here is let's change our county for good. And the website's beatfrankwhite.com. So
beatfrankwhite.com.
I mean, everybody said Frank White's got 100% name recognition or Royal Star. He's the almost Hall of Fame player. He's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. He's in the Royals Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So I decided to play that up on my T-shirts too. Here it is. Frank, you're out.
You're out.
So
I love it.
You know, and it's funny, growing up, being a huge Royals fan and being an admirer of those teams from the 70s and 80s, and since Frank White has been in that position, he has tainted his legacy so much in this city because the way he's behaved, the way he's been compromised, it's unbelievable. It's really a disappointing story for him.
Well, it really is. It's sad because he's a very decent guy. I think he's a very personable kind of guy. But as a county executive, he's done a horrible job for our county, and we need to make a change. I mean, the truck driver that delivered my signs today, he's like, "Are you Preston Smith?" And I said, "Yeah." And he says, "Man, Frank White's got to go."
Yeah.
I mean, that's the first thing that came out of his mouth. He's
awesome.
like, "This is amazing." I hear that all day long. So no, people are serious about making a change.
So the changes come. Tell me about the role that executive plays. How much power does he have? I mean, you were talking about the COVID restrictions these last 2 years.
Those are powers we never dreamed they had.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever knew that before, that they could do what they did. Mm-hmm. But no, he controls a budget of around $500 million right now, which is big.
Incredible.
But not only that, Joshua, just in the last year, it's increased by 49%.
Jeez.
I mean, we're talking just an explosion of a budget. Now, some of that's COVID money that came in.
Right.
But still.
Others got to come from the property, right?
Well, the thing is that you look and see what they're doing on property taxes. Mm-hmm. My goodness. What I could see in the general fund, they only took around $25 million in property taxes into the general fund. but they spent $17 million to hire a Texas firm to come up here and review the taxes in Jackson County and beat on people's doors. $17 million. And then right now, the county assessment department in Jackson County has exploded. They want to get 91 full-time staff people. It's unbelievable. 91 folks is what they want to have hired.
So who approves that? Why out of state?
Well, that would be the county legislature and the budget process, and the executive would approve that kind of budget, which for me, I think is out of control.
Yeah.
I've worked as an auditor for the city of Kansas City. I know how government should function. I have a graduate degree in public administration and statistics. I mean, I've run my own business for 18 years.
Right.
I mean, my job right now is to go to public school districts and try to find ways that they make their enrollment more efficient so they don't build giant buildings that they don't need. And I go around the country and do that. But really, we need to fix this issue, and it needs to be fixed right now. This is our time. I mean, we've had enough. We've got to fight back. And if we can't get the people and the Republicans, especially, to rise up and recognize these problems, shame on us.
Yeah, no, I agree. I love the idea that you want to bring in, a limited government, and the fact they want to hire how many? 90?
Well, it's 91 full-time staff people they're going to have in the assessment department just by themselves to check out and to chase after people in their taxes.
It's wild. So they're and we already see everything going on with, like, we want to abolish property tax anyways. That's something that we're just sick and tired of. Right. So you also brought up something. So I want to say, for the record, so the reason why Preston and I even know each other is because we were both I'm new to the fight compared to how long Preston's been fighting, and we aligned when it came to the map. The map is really where we first found actually Karoff. And then,
there we have it, the health director.
Yeah.
I had some newspaper in Kansas City pointing me out as the guy who started this.
That's great.
I'll take it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was a phenomenal win. So, yeah, I mean, Preston was there fighting the good fight. So just know, like, you have been attacked by the media multiple different times. And if that doesn't tell you that he's over the target, people, I don't know what is. He was in the fight for the real insurrection that happened on November 3rd. He was in the fight for the situation with Karoff. He was in the fight for the maps. He has never been out of the fight. Mm-hmm. So I am honored to have you on here. I'm very happy to be able to give you a platform so that you can speak, because I want to see someone like you in there, because even though you're not my county, I still want to see Missouri flourish. And I think it's important that someone like you, who has got a record of doing the right thing and the fighter in you, is actually stepping up and doing work. And you have. I vouch for you. He has helped, numerous different candidates and campaigns and have been in the fight, and a true patriot from the beginning. He obviously doesn't think that the election was clean. Tell us what you were talking about the budget and how you can make some moves there.
Well, one neat thing about the Jackson County executive, he oversees the Jackson County Election Board, and that's the budget. I mean, they have their own board appointed by the governor, but the actual budget is controlled by the county executive. And one question I'll be asking them clearly is that why are you sending out so many voter cards to people that are registered in other states? Case in point, my daughter has lived in Kansas for almost 3 years. And at the end of March 23rd, she got a mail-in ballot from the state of Kansas to vote in their election, but she also got a voter card at my house to vote in Jackson County's election April 5th. So here it is. We clearly don't have the voter rolls cleaned up in Jackson County. This is an issue, but here's the voter card from Jackson County. Here's from Kansas. Unbelievable, but here it is. This is not anything that we don't know about. We know that there's issues like this across our state, and we're doing all we can to fix this. And, we see these issues, but the only way we're going to do it is to have change politically, that we can put some pressure on these people to force them to fix the problems.
Right. So you could, with your power of the purse per se, right, you could basically say, hey, I want to understand where this money's going. Why are we sending out, are these voter rolls cleaned up, or all these mailing lists cleaned up, right, of the registrations, in order to get this funding, so you can kind of infuse that authority?
And they won't be buying any new voting machines either.
Yeah, y'all hear that? That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, we're a red state. Missouri's a red state, but there's clearly issues with our voter rolls.
I've analyzed literally millions of voter records just in the last 2 or 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I build a database for a candidate or for myself, I do the analysis. It may take me 2 or 3 days to do it for each candidate. But no, I can look in there and I can see little weird quirks, even in the Secretary of State's data, that just doesn't add up.
Right.
I mean, for example, I see some people that they are, and this is an issue that makes no sense. You see somebody, they're flagged as an inactive voter who voted on November 3rd, 2020. But then you see somebody else that last voted in November of 2014, and they're active. How can that be from the same county? That makes no sense.
All this shenanigans going on, man. That's what we're realizing that they're doing. There is so much like sleight of hand, you know, that you're getting attacked from over here with mail-in ballots. You're getting attacked from over here with like faulty registration. You're getting attacked with the machines. You know, I mean, they've really pulled out all the stops to come against us.
But there's one thing I really got to stress to the people that really right now there's about 15% of the hard Republicans that believe that there's no point in voting.
Yeah,
and I tell you what, if they sit out in August 2nd and they don't come out and vote for me, I'm sunk.
Yeah,
I mean, we have got to say, okay, even though I'm out there knocking doors, walking 15 miles and knocking 200 doors a day, I've got to say, look, we've got to work, we've got to do the best we can. And if the system is going to throw the screws to us, we just have to overwhelm it.
Right.
We have to win bigger.
Same way we did in 2016.
We have to. Yeah. And in 2020.
Yeah.
And
we
that's
have
what
to
happened.
overwhelm the system.
Yeah. That's what sunk the Republicans down in Georgia. People just didn't go out and vote.
Good old Lynn Wood.
Yeah, well, you got to blame yourself.
Yeah, agreed.
Agreed. We could say the same thing in Platte County at the school board.
Oh, yeah.
Not everybody got out.
In the entire state.
In the entire
even
state,
though we had we had a lift in people showing up, I think the highest was still 20%.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a grueling thing to transition the minds of people. You know, I think thankfully, like, we went out and voted. 2016 is when people really were like, oh, I got to vote, period. I got to vote for the election, the presidential election. And then now, you know, we kind of just got hit with the whole school board thing this year. None of us were ready. We all just jumped in and did the best we could and had some really good success based off that. But I think this year is the year of realizing county positions and primaries matter. Yeah. Primaries. I think primaries are more important than the general election, in the sense that if you don't have the right person going to the general election, you're half winning. You know what I mean? Like, if we get somebody who's faulty and a lame duck.
Yeah, we get an establishment. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter what happens in November.
Right. Primaries are absolutely pivotal, and we have to push hard. I mean, we've tasted what's gone on with the Rinos in the Senate, right? And of course now also in the House. They just took time taking the spotlight. They traded off, but it's so important that we know who to vote for and that we have the ability as committees and different things like that to give an honest representation of everybody that's going to run. You know, I think that's one of the things we missed out on when we did the school boards, is we were too hands off in bringing everybody in and seeing who is who, you know, and kind of coming up with a better strategy.
Well, let me give you an example of a campaign I worked on this last April of a young lady. She ran against probably one of the ultimate rhinos in the state of Missouri. I tell you what, she took this guy out. It was amazing. But here it is. Her name's Faith Hodges, Lee Summit City Council. First time run. She ran against this guy. He was first elected in 1973, same year as Biden. Bob Johnson. And he was a rhino from the get-go, even before there were rhinos. He was one. He was a state senator for 15 years, state representative. He was in the county legislature. He was an incumbent on the city council since 2014. So he's almost 50 years in elected office. So I did the analysis for her, and I said, you're going to have to really work to beat this guy. So she went out and she knocked doors. She did a billboard. She had the firefighters and the police officers behind her.
Nice.
I tell you, and she beat him by 15 points.
That's amazing.
I mean, here she took him out.
She was out there working.
She worked and she pulled it off. So you know what? She's the ultimate rhino killer in Jackson County right now.
That is awesome.
She did it. But you know what? If we all get out there and do that, I believe it's possible, because I don't think money wins campaigns anymore.
That's what, man.
Yeah.
That would 100% true. Not yeah. Well, so we'll get into that. I actually want to make a quick note of that, like, because I want to talk about that because it's absolutely true. And then there's mindsets of people saying, like, who have been in it for a long time, saying that money matters. I mean, I get it. Like, money matters to people who are going to give money, like the bigger names or whatever. But that, what's crazy? It's like, let's just say a millionaire is like, well, if you get X amount of donations by this time, I'll give you $1 million. Well, guess what? That's still one vote.
Yeah.
It's still just one vote.
That does not impress
No.
people who actually are going to go out there and vote.
Right.
They want money out of politics as it is.
Right.
So you say, oh, I raised $10 million. Well,
It becomes a liability, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It becomes a liability
It
to
does.
a candidate that comes in and starts pulling down the 6 and 7 figure money.
Right. And well, then what's the point?
because who's influencing you?
Right.
Well, like today, I looked at Frank White's disclosure statement, saw who was giving him money. And incredible, the same super PAC that gave him $5,000 gave the Republican that's running against me $5,000. Same one. Okay, now am I going to take money from that PAC? No way.
Right.
I mean, sure. Could I be bought for $50,000? No.
Right.
I've got 40 or 50 people who have given me probably average donation of $50.
Right.
Tell you what, I'm working for those people.
Right. Right. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about, that's what, I had a conversation with a friend, and that was one of the big things that he talked about was we need to get it back to a place where money is kind of like irrelevant anymore, where the people have to get out and talk to the voters.
Right.
Right. You can't just like Emmanuel Cleaver just sitting up in his bungalow or whatever it is and, dispersing $1 million every 2 years to the people around in his area, being able to control and hold that network down. Cause he's like a plus 22 or something like that in that county because it's gerrymandered. But
I question if that's legit.
he does exactly. He doesn't
Are
have
they
to
getting
go
out and voting for him?
Well, the Republican Party hasn't put money in an election down there in like 3 elections, which is, shame on you, Republican Party.
Yep.
You guys suck. Because if we got him out, God Almighty, that he's an occultist.
Sure.
He really is. That guy is like when he did that.
Well, because of
Amen,
him,
woman,
we have Lucas.
Right.
We have Jackson County the way
Right.
that it is.
Right.
I mean,
right.
he's a
Because
scum.
of that Amen, a woman thing that he did, everybody was like, what an idiot. And yes, but again, I think I said this in another show, when he said
He was being
prayed,
inclusive, don't
he
you know?
prayed in the name of Brahma. And if you know anything about the occult and their triune god, it's Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva.
Mm-hmm.
So he was literally praying in the name of their occultist god on our house floor.
Now, how about you take some of that knowledge down to those churches in his area?
Right,
See
right.
how-
Because he
how
is
well they like
a
that.
minister, right?
Reverend. Isn't he reverend?
They wouldn't like that.
They wouldn't
No,
like
he
it.
wouldn't. No, they wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
Let me just mention one other thing,
Yeah,
Joshua.
sure.
To tell you what, the volunteers, people get out there and work, that is just so important today because obviously Democrats pay their people. We Republicans don't pay. That's why we have volunteers,
Right.
people that
Well,
have
that's true.
the heart to work for us for a principle, which, that's the big difference between the parties. So when I have people that are making phone calls to me and try to get through the script and try to get through the people and talk to them, that's a free thing that we do, and that's why we do it. That's one way of making the message, getting the message out. When we make emails out, that's something we send out for free. Mm-hmm. When we knock on the doors and we put a flyer out there, that versus $2 to mail it, that's something free. So that's the principle that we've got right now in our campaigns among the candidates that I work with. That we're doing this on a shoestring. We've got our money in it. We've got our skin in the game. But we need people still to help make it bigger for us.
Yeah.
When you post something on social media, that's something free.
Right.
So
And then assets. So we were talking to a buddy the other day, and he's talking about, it's not always about money. It's about assets. So if you have a restaurant, or if you have a catering business, or if you have a big following, or anything that you can use of yours that you don't mind donating a little bit of, if you can give it an event space. If you're a band and you want to do some music and have a live event and sponsor so and so, whatever the case may be.
Video work.
Video work, which is the thing. I mean, that's really what we've been given. We've done a lot of different videos for candidates because we care, and it's funny because we do it, we enjoy it. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of fun. I mean, we just got done doing a couple commercials for Mark McCloskey last weekend or this week, and we did that on our own dime. He didn't pay us to come out there or do anything else like that. But it's because, like, if we believe in someone, and everybody don't freak out, you know what I'm saying? We're fans of Mark McCloskey, but we want you guys to vote for whoever you want to vote for, of course. But point being is if we believe in getting involved. and at least going to put our effort or our talent or our energy into something that matters.
Well, of conservatives of all people should know you can't just throw money at the problem.
Right.
Correct.
Right? You can't just throw money at the problem. You actually have to do something.
Well said.
So,
Hey, Sam, everybody.
and I should mention that I'm a
welcome.
conservative, so
Oh, you are?
like,
Huh.
yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. How can people volunteer for your
How can they
campaign?
get in touch with you? How can they volunteer?
All
How
right,
can they help?
my website's beatfrankwhite.com, and there's a little button on there for volunteer. There's a lot of ways you can sign up. That would be amazing there. We'll we'll put you on our list. I tell you what, we need folks. We need you to get serious. Like I said, 101 days is all we've got to Election Day. And it may seem like a long time, but it really is not. It's when you're trying to reach 92,000 hard voters. Jackson County, 717,000 people, over 500,000 voters. Is as big as a congressional race. It really is. So we need to think of it that way. It's huge. So, no, that's the key way, Brett. I tell you what, we need to go on the website. They need to click those little buttons, and that would be a huge plus.
Excellent. Go to that site, folks. Help him out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Help him out. Yep.
All right, so we're going to move on. Preston's going to stay with us, though, for the conversation, unless you feel like you need to leave. I mean, it's completely up to you. It's going to get a little wild. It's just the way we like to do things.
Oh, I'd pay for this, Josh. This is amazing. This is incredible.
Sorry.
Wake up.
It wasn't
Wake up.
seen on Rumble.
Sam,
1926.
Quickly.
So something happened with our live
What?
on Rumble. It didn't
What?
go live right away, I guess, is what it is. And we didn't say anything. Is that what happened? Is that what happened, Sam?
Are we talking
Well,
amongst
first
ourselves?
of all, Josh, you got to talk into the mic so everybody can hear.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted everybody to hear about your mistake.
My mistake as far as going on Rumble.
Yes.
Yeah, shout out to Rumble. Shout out to Rumble for constantly saying, no, you can't upload the stream. And then you upload, then you have to do it again. I don't know who owns it.
Some Canadians.
I have no idea who owns it,
That's
but
not
if
a
you're
shot.
watching this,
They're
if you
Canadians.
own Rumble, I would like to meet you so that I could just
Yeah.
smack you because
it's hockey night.
I've
isn't it? I bet
just-
it's the playoffs
It's hockey
start.
night.
The
So, okay,
Canadians are busy.
so-
eh?
I'm just trying to say here that I do the best I can.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, you need
I-
you need some Claritin.
Yeah.
So, anyways, being that we didn't go live until whenever Rumble decided, I want to give a shout out to the Bixby Country Store in Bixby, Missouri.
Excellent.
Because Bridget from the Bixby Country Store in Bixby, Missouri. Gosh, that's a hard word for me.
Bixby, Missouri?
Bixby, Missouri.
Bixby.
They are...
Missouri. So it's Missouri.
Come visit
down
the
there.
Bixby Country Store located in the middle of the Mark Twain National Forest off of Highway 32 in Bixby, Missouri. See why bikers and car clubs make this a destination. Delicious food, cold beer and soda, ice cream, ice, and gas. Gas pumps proudly have the Biden I Did That stickers and enjoy the excellent service from the wonderful employees. Thank you, Bridget, very much for your support and your sponsorship of this show. And, of course, same to you, Barbara. I did a whole spiel on you guys for like 5 minutes before. If you can get on Facebook, you can find it. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you. Okay, moving into a little bit of information about this Lincoln Hoe.
Huff. It rhymes with tough,
But not.
but he's not.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
Puff.
Huff.
Yeah, puff.
Puff.
Yeah.
Huff.
You have a
Lincoln
good day,
Puff, the
gentlemen.
magic dragon. Right? So, Lincoln Puff, he decided in the Senate Appropriations Committee, is that right? Budget.
wait, where's this guy from?
He's from
Green County?
Springfield,
Down in
Green
Springfield?
County.
Yep.
He is the biggest. I can't get any obscene word
Say
out of my
it.
mind. He's
Say
the biggest
it.
douchebag I've ever met.
Yeah.
Besides
He's got a
Justin
beard
Brown,
and he needs to shave it.
he does need to shave
There
it,
are
buddy.
two-
You're not
I
cool
have the
enough for that
beard, he
beard.
can't have it.
Right. Agreed. You're a douchebag. Lincoln Huff decided that he wanted to cut the Attorney General's budget over his COVID lawsuits.
The Attorney General's COVID lawsuits.
The Attorney General's COVID lawsuit. So the Attorney General has been out fighting for your rights and your freedoms against all of these tyrannical, overreaching areas in Missouri with their COVID regulations. Puff said, as our Attorney General continues to sue most of the citizens of the state, I don't know why we are giving him another $500,000. Huh.
Interesting.
Well,
He's being primaried, isn't he?
He is being primaried by
Yeah.
Angela Romine.
Angela Romine.
Angela Romine, this is shout out to you. You are more than welcome to come on this show, and we will continue to burn Lincoln Huff, the Puff Dragon.
You will have the.
You will have so much
floor.
content. Oh, we will
Yes.
give you so much content. I'm telling you, a ton of content. So
You also get to meet me.
yeah, and you will get to meet Sam, and he
If
will
you
button
don't
up
come
his
because
shirt
of that,
if you come. If
yeah,
there's
he'll
women
button
in
up his
here,
shirt.
he'll button up his shirt.
Yeah.
Because right now it's.
Oh, it's hidden by the microphone. Oh,
Okay, good.
maybe
Well,
not.
we are trying to get him a date around Christmas.
We
right?
are.
Aren't we doing
right.
like a dating
and so we
game
started
around Christmas?
early.
Yeah.
We started early.
We're gonna need to.
Yes. Anyways, so Angela Romine is primarying Lincoln Puff, okay? And another thing that he did, and let's just go ahead and get into this. We're going to
Yeah, why
break
don't
this
we?
story. I mean,
We have an
I can say
expose,
we're going to
right?
break it on our show. In other words, this is breaking news on our show. It's not considered breaking all around. Some other people know, okay? But we're going to break it. Okay, so Lincoln Puff is from Springfield. Where Springfield schools are teaching CRT, and they have violated the sunshine laws. Then that's why one of the lawsuits are happening right now is because of that. And so obviously Lincoln Puff wants to end that for whatever reason.
Why would you want to do that?
I don't know. He's a weird guy.
Yeah.
He's a weird guy. He wears a beard and he doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
He also. So you guys remember Zuckerbucks?
Sure.
Remember all that money. How much money was it? 400 million, 600
400 million, 200 million,
400 million,
hundreds of
millions of dollars
to
poured
influence.
into counties and in order to influence the election of 2020. Remember the one where we got Biden?
Yeah.
And remember
the insurrection.
You remember yes, the insurrection, the real
November 3rd
insurrection that happened on November 3rd.
There you go.
He Zuckerberg poured all that money in and opened up these big doors. Well, Zuckerberg's money's not coming in from Zuckerberg anymore. Because of some transitional things, but they are already, and by they I mean in brackets, the evil ones, they are already organizing some big name influencers to bring in the same amount of money. It's just not coming from Zuckerberg. And so one of the things that one of the Senate bills did for election integrity, it had the banning of private funds in the bill. Well, guess who decided to take that out?
Who?
Lincoln Puff.
Lincoln Puff.
Lincoln Puff, the
He's
Magic
being
Dragon.
primaried, isn't he?
For some reason, Lincoln Puff likes private funds.
Interesting.
And
wonder how many private funds he's getting.
That's interesting.
In
I
his
don't
own
know.
pocket.
I don't know. Or maybe
Yeah.
they're just not telling about the things that he does in the dark. I don't know. Anyways,
Like a compromised man.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Self-compromising. Self-compromising. Allegedly.
Yep.
Anyways, private funding. And its money goes to the county clerk. Now, listen to this name.
Okay.
Shane Scholler.
Shane Scholler.
Shane Scholler.
Shane Scholler.
Shane
She
Scholler.
sells seashells down by the seashore.
Shane Scholler. Shane Shingle Scholler.
Shane Shingle Scholler.
Shane Scratch and Shingle Scholler.
We'll have to write that down.
Okay. Shane Scholler is the. Do you guys get that name?
Yeah.
Shane Scholler.
Yeah.
Is
Sells
the
seashells.
Greene County. Not the energy green. Sorry, I thought it was going to be smoother.
No.
Greene County Clerk. Greene County Clerk. Is
Yeah.
that how you say it? Or is it Greene County Clerk?
Greene County Cloudy Clerk. Cloudy Clerk.
So, listen. Greene County's county clerk is Shane Scholler. He was the guy who started the whole private funding thing. He was the one who put out the whole blast to all the county clerks. Say, hey, county clerks, you guys want to get on this money train? Because the guy I know, he owns Facebook. He's a robot. He wants to bring in all kinds of money, and he wants to give it to the clerks of the counties in order for us to better run our elections. So Shane Scholler from Greene County,
County Clerk.
the same place that Lincoln Ho is from,
What a coincidence.
same place that Lincoln Ho is from. He was the one who started the whole thing about getting that big old money, and then for whatever reason, Lincoln Puff decided to take out the banning of private funds in elections. So strange.
So what?
You think they get beers together?
So
or do you
does
think they drink
Shane-
like
does
mimosas?
Shane Scholler, Greene County County Clerk,
Yep.
they hang out
Greene.
together.
I don't know.
I'm guessing.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they could. They could. They could get their nails done together. I don't know.
Pedicures.
Pedicures probably.
Yeah.
Probably pedicures.
Yeah.
Facials.
Grim beard trimmings.
Probably beard trimmings.
You know?
They probably trim each other's beards.
Google. Hey,
use oil.
Sam, while you're over there working with the trumpet there, see if you can Google Shane Scholler.
Shane Scholler.
See if he has a beard.
I don't think he has a beard.
He doesn't have a beard?
All
right.
Of course he doesn't have a beard.
Okay.
Only one can have a beard
Only
in that
one could have a
relationship.
beard. That's right.
That's right.
I'm glad you're here because
Yeah.
I totally wasn't going to do that for him.
Okay.
Well,
Sam.
Because we're on the tier thing still.
Sam doesn't
Yeah.
have
You made me
a
cry the last
Sam
time.
doesn't have
I
a beard.
I would have
either.
cried if you told me he had a beard.
Yeah. So, anyways, Shane Scholler, I'm gonna look him up.
Look him up.
I'm gonna see what he looks like because I like seeing the faces of the enemy.
So let me ask you this, real quick.
Oh,
Preston.
he looks so silly.
So how does one have that much power on the county level, but also in Lincoln? How he can just I want this off.
Well, I
on
don't
an
think
amendment.
he's your typical county clerk. I think he's in charge of the county clerks for the state of Missouri.
Give me a
They
camera.
have
Shane.
like a county clerk association.
Okay.
See that goofball?
He's the guy.
Look at that goofball.
Can you zoom
There
up
it
on
is.
that?
What's up, guys? That's him when he sees Huff. He's like, "Hey, Puff, give me 5."
Can you zoom up on that?
He looks like one of those guys that kind of has one of those voices that is just maybe we should.
It's probably better that he's blurry.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
I didn't want to break the camera.
Hey, we got kids watching here, man.
Okay.
You're scaring them.
Okay.
You're
Hey,
scaring
Shane Scholler, what you doing, buddy? Why you doing all this weird stuff, man? Why you like money so much? Private money.
Yeah, they really like the private money. They over $1 million in Jackson County.
Over $1 million in Jackson County. Shane, did you help him get that money, Scholler?
All right, so Preston, you would probably know this. Is there any oversight of that?
No, man, there's no accounting. It's like what happened to it? I mean, it's like it comes in, goes out. Who knows?
How is that legal?
I have no idea.
Is Shane going bald? Is he using the comb over?
But no, how can you not have
He
accounting? The thing is, in Jackson County, there's a whole lot of things we don't audit.
Right.
That's one of them.
By design.
Oh, he is going bald.
Yeah, you've got the same party in control for 100 years.
Yeah.
There's no accountability.
Right. So one could say that because of Democrats, we have paved roads in Jackson County. Because with Republicans,
And no horses. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Last time.
Got rid of horses.
very progressive.
Outlawed horses.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right. That'll be the next thing they use against me. I'll go back to the horses. Yeah.
Shane.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to give him any ideas.
Shane
Sure.
comb over Scholler. Can we go with that one? Shane comb over Scholler.
I don't like
how about-
Shane Scholler. I don't like anything about this
How
guy.
about cold shoulder?
Ooh.
Cold Shoulder? Nah, that's not bad.
Shane Cold Shoulder.
That's not bad.
Cold shoulder.
Maybe we should make a
Cold
visit down to Shane
shoulder.
down in Springfield.
I mean, I didn't drive that
he
far
have
to
a
see
door?
somebody with a bad comb over.
Does he have a door? Maybe we can knock on his door.
Maybe he does have a door. I don't know, but I know he has clerk info at Green, Greene, County, mo.gov.
Maybe we can just
So
email
if
him
you'd
a
like
bunch
to
of
reach
times.
out to Shane Scholler, I'm sure that you can Google him or DuckDuckGo him, even though they're both bought and paid for now. He's a Salina, Kansas guy.
Salina, Kansas?
Yeah, Shane Scholler for
Got a buddy
Green
from Salina,
County
Kansas.
clerk. Wait a minute, are you running again, Shane Scholler? Are you running again for this position? Huh.
Somebody's saying to spell out his name.
Schoeller. Schoeller. Shane Doo-doo Stain Scholler. That one works?
I'll take that one.
A little
Yeah.
juvenile, but I'll
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I mean, what
I'll
are we
take
doing
it.
here? I'm talking about his comb over.
I'll take it. Oh, yeah, comb overs are. You know, back in the day, comb overs were just accepted look, right?
Right.
Now they use plugs, or they just shave it like this guy, right? Or Surpoint. You and
Surpoint.
Surpoint have the same bald
Dude,
head.
don't do that.
What?
His is not
But
as
you
cool
guys are
as
buddies.
mine. It's not as cool as
You
mine.
guys as buddies.
I don't vote
Yeah.
like Sir
That's
Point.
right. He doesn't have a shine on his
Sir
head like
Piot.
you do.
You're gonna
Sir
make him
Piot.
cry. Like
Oh.
you made me cry.
Remember, like,
last
he
time.
wrote a letter. He was like, I guess everybody's going to call me a rhino now. Well, yeah, bro, because you keep voting like one.
Right.
If you
Sir
keep
Point
voting
said
like
that?
a rhino, yeah.
Sir
I
Point-
guess this makes me a rhino, too. Yeah, it does. It
Huh.
does. It does. Yes, it does.
Okay. Good.
Shane
Excellent.
Scholler. Okay, so let's reiterate all that. After
Yeah,
that
let's go
fun
again. Let's go
diatribe.
again.
Okay,
Yeah.
Lincoln Huff. Not only did he cut the budget of the Attorney General because of the lawsuits that he was filing because of the COVID overreaches, so he's standing up to her. So he basically says, Lincoln Huff says, because the Attorney General has been standing up for the people and their freedoms, let's cut his budget so we can't keep doing that. That's what Lincoln Huff essentially said, right? And because he's a chair on the budget committee, which you're going to lose that seat to Angela Roma. You're going to lose, bro, to a girl, and she's going to do such a better job than you.
Yeah.
But we already knew that.
She's gonna dunk on your face.
So, anyways, but then he also pulled out. He worked with Democrats in committee to pull out the language in the election integrity bill that would have banned private funds. And he just so happens to be in the same county as Shane Scholler, who started the whole private funds coming in to Missouri.
The circle of life.
The circle of scum.
Yeah.
Circle of refuse.
Circle of scum.
I'm baffled.
Really?
I am absolutely baffled, but that there is no oversight, there is no accountability. This all happened under the guise of what? Were the
COVID.
lights not shine? It was all COVID.
It was all COVID. Remember, was this about a virus or is it about the election? That's what it was about.
Don't ever let a good crisis go to waste.
Yeah, Rahm Emanuel. Absolutely right. And these are what these yahoos do. Shane Scholler. I mean, how much you really are a corrupt person if you do these kind of things.
Is there in the state of Missouri a oversight?
That's why Patty McGaw. So Patty McGaw.
Independent oversight that isn't compromised.
No, it's us. It's the media.
Is it just the people?
It's the media. It's what the founding fathers
the
wanted
media.
the press to
F
be.
the media.
Well, F the media. Well, thanks, guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
No, there's not. Because
we're the
then there's
media.
something else that's corruptible. Unless we
No,
put
the
in
true media.
legislation.
Not True Media, but Channel 4, Channel 5,
yeah.
Larry Moore, Dan Henry. Where are you these days?
That ain't the
Who
true
are those
media.
people? I don't even know.
I know that.
That's the lie.
I know that.
That is a
But it's
lie.
not like they didn't know that was going on and they didn't do anything about it. Like, where's the true journalism? Where?
Oh, it died like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so just understand that, guys. Lincoln Huff is a turd in a punch bowl.
Yeah.
And he doesn't deserve his beard. Hope he shaves it. Nicks his face.
Not a turd in a punch bowl.
When
The whole
him,
punch bowl's full of turds.
Yeah, that's true. When him and Shane Scholler was out getting pedicures, allegedly, they must have come up with this idea to cut this funding because it just seems so conducive to what Shane wanted to do to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably because Lincoln Huff knows that he can't win again if there's not cheating.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay, so Shane Scholler is county clerk for hire. And Lincoln Huff has been pimped out multiple times.
So, yeah, I was about to say, so Lincoln Huff is...
He's just a pimped out.
He's been pimped out by his pimp, Shane.
Or
Allegedly.
that's one of his pimps, I guess.
Allegedly.
One of his pimps. One of his pimps, and maybe he has another pimp. I think he has multiple pimps.
Who was that guy he had lunch with that we saw? You have a good day, gentlemen.
Bean.
And
Brown.
Mr. Bean.
And Brown.
Mr. Brown.
And,
Yes.
White Nose Brown.
Yeah, White Nose Brown.
Hanging
Mr.
out
Bean.
with old Blunt.
Would these be all like representatives?
Yeah, they're all senators.
Yeah, they're all senators.
senators.
Down in Jeff City.
Yep. Mr.
Yeah.
Bean.
Yeah, who was the chick they were with?
I don't know. She was all like, get out, they're recording.
They're recording.
Run!
Yeah.
We were
It
recording.
was quite a lunch. That was a really good
It
lunch.
was really good. Lunch was really good. We had hanging
Yeah,
out
with
with Ken
garlic
Karen.
fries, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. It was
it
really
was
good food.
It was really good.
And we did a little bit of
I had a
Veritas
beer.
journalism.
I should have had wine.
Hey, Brett, did you have garlic fries today?
I did not have garlic fries today.
Dude, we
I
had
smell
some
garlic?
really
I'm
good.
smelling something.
smell
We had
good?
some really
Yeah.
good
Yeah,
garlic
and I was in the-
fries.
We had
at
them the other
that
night.
Rock and Brew.
The Rock and Brew.
That
Yeah.
shit was great.
Rock and Brew.
Rock and Brew.
Yeah, it was
Rock
good.
and Brew.
It was good. It was
I
really
had
good.
a,
was
that
really good.
sandwich. I didn't like the name of it. It was called a demon sandwich. But
So any
it's
listeners
good.
out there that want to send us some garlic fries,
we would love it.
we prefer them
And
fresh,
Sam
but we'll
hates
take what
them,
we can get.
so
Evidently,
we'll
yeah,
take 'em.
he's a vampire. He says he's conservative and a Christian, but he's a vampire.
He just doesn't-
Vampires can be conservative and Christian.
No, they can't. They suck blood,
Godly.
dude. No, they can't.
Well, I don't know. George Hamilton. He was Dracula once. He seems pretty conservative.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know George Hamilton?
No.
Help me out, Preston.
Yeah, long time ago, but
Okay,
Long
it was a
time
long
ago.
time ago, but you know who it is.
Yeah.
All right. Back to you whippersnappers. Go mow the yard. Unbelievable.
Yes, master. Let's mow Brandon.
Yeah, let's mow Brandon.
Facebook.com.
See, I just
Oh
gave
yeah.
you a
By the way,
plug.
please like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
Ding!
Ding.
Ding!
We need a bell.
What do you
Why don't
need
we
a
have
bell?
a bell?
I don't know. I thought he would have one by now. He got a
Got a
TV.
trumpet?
He's got a TV.
Yeah, he's got a huge TV.
Can't even see the TV. It's so big.
Was that to watch TV? What do you
Okay,
got that for?
so Lincoln Huff, Puff the Magic Dragon. So go down this. Let's just go down this list real quick because we want to tie. Like, and you know what's funny is like we were like, oh, we're gonna have to do one at a time.
Yeah,
and
let's
they're
let's
all
really
the same.
dig in on Lincoln Huff.
Okay, well,
Let's get in.
We still need to talk about Plocker and medical freedom, so we don't want to dig in too tight. How long have we?
Well, do you want to go into Plocker? Why don't we do Plocker first? Yeah, how much time?
We're about 45 minutes.
Okay, yeah, we need to go into Plocker.
Okay, go into Plocker. We'll come back.
We'll come back to Ho. Shout out to Bixby Country Store in Bixby, Missouri, right there with the Mark Twain National Forest, right? They have the I Did That Biden stickers on their pumps themselves.
Who's their representative?
Rino Gannon.
Rino Gannon?
Senator Gannon, Rino Gannon. And shout out to Backwoods Conservatives and Barbara Whittington, deplorable truck driver, for sponsoring this show. God bless them. Okay, so let's talk about what's been going on in Jeff City in the House. Usually we're talking all the time about the Senate, and I'm starting to
It's like
sweat.
ping pong, man. It's back and forth.
It really is,
Back and
because
forth.
it's like, there was just a lot going on in the House or in the Senate, and they just overshadowed the House. But let me tell you what the real problem in the House is. Dr. Dean Plocker.
Dr. Plocker.
Dr. Dean Plocker.
We tried to call Dr. Plocker the
I
other
did
day.
try and call
His
Plocker,
voicemail
and he
was
went
full.
right to his voicemail, and it was full. Not right to it. It rang for a while,
It
so
did.
somebody heard it.
Yeah.
So this guy, man, this guy's a real jerk. So he's the House Majority Leader, right? Vescovo, he is the Speaker. He's out after this year, and Plocker has already been voted the next Speaker, right? And I don't know.
Back in September.
Back in September, which is weird. It's just like, well, you pledge your life to me now.
Yeah.
So anyways, this guy is going to have a ton of power next year. He's already got a ton of power now. He's the one that decides what does and what doesn't go to the floor, right? And so Plocker, we had the HB 2009, right, which is Susie Pollitt, great patriot, primarying Mike Searpoint. No, Justin Brown. Sorry. Primarying Justin Brown. Rachel Aguirre and Joe Nicola, one of those two will be primarying Mike Searpoint. But Justin Brown is being primaried by Patriot Susie Pollock, who is 100% for medical freedoms, and that bill would have protected parents from religious or conscientious rights for vaccine mandates for their children, and would have also protected medical professionals so that they would not have to worry about recourse from higher institutions based on how they treat their patients. In other words, they can prescribe what they want to without worrying about their license being threatened or anything else.
But
right.
Dr. Plocker knows better.
But Dr. Plocker, who is in the pockets of the AAP, or the American Academy of Pediatrics, who are very wicked in their priorities, they want the absolute opposite. They want more vaccines. They want religious exemptions taken away. They want abortions.
Conscientious.
No.
They want
religious taken away too? Yeah.
Ah.
They don't want us to go forward. They don't want us to stay. They want us to go no exemptions whatsoever. No exemptions. Forced vaccinations is what they want.
So tyranny.
Yes. Medical rape, really.
Yeah.
And so they want all these different things. They want adolescent abortions in confidentiality, so your kid can go get an abortion without you knowing. They want the transgender agenda. They want men in women's sports and in women's locker rooms. So this is his friends.
This kind of reminds me of your demon burger that you're...
It does, but it doesn't taste as good.
No.
It doesn't taste as good as all. No, not at all. He's doing the work of the devil. Someone said it the other day, and it was absolutely the truth. He is, because so he wouldn't allow HB 2009 to come to the floor because he's got a vendetta for Susie Pollock. In reality, he doesn't like Susie because Susie stands for something. Right. What he doesn't want is the language in the bill, because what happened is there was another bill that was coming to the floor. OK, and this was by Benny Cook. Right. He's a good guy. He was bringing a bill to the floor that had to do with pharmaceutical drugs or prescription drugs or different things like that. Wyman, surprisingly, offered an amendment that was basically the same language as HB 2009. So Susie's language. Medical freedoms, basically, from the parents and vaccinations, protecting medical professionals. And then, so bill is being put up, and then there was an amendment added to that bill, okay? And that amendment was the same language as HB 2009, so essentially it would have gotten the medical freedoms through, right? Well, what happened was Rudy the Rat Veet, this little feeble man who can't think for himself, stood up 30 seconds after Wyman offered his amendment, offering an amendment to the amendment. So here's my bill. I've got an amendment. Oh, but I've got an amendment to your amendment, right? And he says on the floor, and the way they do this, it's very quick and speedily. But on the floor, he says, when questioned about it, Rudy the rat, he says, all my bill does, or my amendment to the amendment does, is take a scalpel approach instead of a shotgun blast, and it ensures that the biggest important thing is that the parents get their religious exemptions. Right? He says all we're going to do is strike out the word conscientious. Okay? First and foremost, Rudy, you are a rat. You stink. I don't trust you any further than I can throw you, even though I could throw you really far because you're so little and frail. But who are you to decide that you can't take away conscientious objections, like people's free will, their minds? So first of all, you're a scumbag for that. And the second thing that makes you a double scumbag is the fact that when questioned about it, you said you only striking out that language. You actually struck out 17 pages worth of language.
And he knew
Sam,
exactly what he was doing.
Do you think he made a mistake? Do you think it was like, oh, I meant 17 pages of words, not just one word. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I meant just like one word times how many on 17 pages?
I think what happened was that maybe it was like he was turning it in late, and then he was running, and then it slipped out of his book bag. Yeah, it slipped out of the book bag, and then it just, he didn't have that.
So someone told me
that's fair.
That's probably what happened.
That must be.
He's running with a pen. He's running with a pen. So somebody told me, I forget who it was. Somebody was telling me about the very first thing that they're taught when they go into the house, like as freshmen, your word is everything. Your word is everything. Because what's happening is there's 163 people in this room. This guy stands up and says, I'm offering this amendment. They don't have time to go through and look at all of it real quick. You know what I'm saying? 17 pages, let alone, one page. But they don't have time to go. It's a real quick process, which I'm not really a fan of, but it doesn't matter. Real quick process, but it's because it was based on integrity. Your word is your bond. Okay? He stands up and he lies to the entire house floor, saying I'm only striking one word. That then gets passed, and then come to find out, oh my God, 17 pages. Now, does that go back to like fraud vitiates everything? Could you prove that? Because, I mean, we have it on film.
Well, they never should have believed a person named Rudy the Rat.
Agreed. And shout out to William Jr. because he made a phenomenal meme of Rudy the Rat in the swamp. And so, Rudy, you will always be known as the Rat. There's really no coming back from this, buddy. So I would wish you the best in your campaign. Actually, I wish that you would resign.
And didn't he get called out and then admitted that he lied?
Yes, in caucus. So in caucus, he gets called out and he admits, behind private doors or closed doors in the privacy of the caucus itself, that he didn't do it, or that he did mislead the people and their representatives. And Plocker, Dr. Plocker, he said that, basically we're getting to him because now he's like, calling out rhinos and, drawing attention to this caucus and he's a chicken too. Mm-hmm. And so Rudy the Rat lied. Dean Plocker, Dr. Plocker is the one who calls the people to the floor. Mr. Speaker, I ask that you give place or acknowledge so-and-so from so-and-so to give this amendment or this bill or whatever, right? So he's the dictator about what happens and who's going to get up. So he worked with, allegedly, Rudy the Rat to bring this amendment that destroys the entirety of the language. So the idea was, all right, we'll never let HB 2009 come to life, right, on its own as a bill. And then if it gets offered up, we're going to destroy it with an amendment. So now we can just say there's no reason. We've already had this discussion. We've amended it and perfected it, and now we're moving on, right? So 30 seconds after Wyman gives his offered amendment, Rudy the Rat has his amendment to the amendment, says he only strikes out one word, strikes out 17 pages, and then they vote and pass it because they listened, they believed Rudy the Rat. New lesson for all the House people. Don't trust Rudy the Rat. From here on out, Rudy the Rat is not allowed to talk.
But if you don't have time to read the bill, shame on you for voting on it.
Yeah, and Rudy the Rat...
That happens time after time. I'm tired of the excuses.
Right. And when Rudy the Rat should not be trusted anymore. I mean, anytime the guy gets up and you call for timeout, I don't know how you do it, but if you can call for a break in session or whatever in order to read the bill and get more information about it, fine. If not, just don't vote. Be safe for your constituents and don't vote for these type of things. But anyways, so in the caucus, so that happened on the floor. It got a lot of exposure. Come to find out, allegedly Plocker and Rat are working together, the doctor and the rat. In caucus, the fight that they got from the people, they said they got thousands of emails and calls. Thousands. They have over 40 co-sponsors for HB 2009. And they got so many contacts that the point where the Dr. Plocker's staff was like, they don't even know how to handle it. They're calling like, why didn't you do it? I don't know. Right? Like, they're just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
Keep it up, people.
So now they're saying that it may come to the floor. We don't know yet. But then there was a vote in caucus. There was a vote for reconsideration. What reconsideration is can we reconsider said bill, right? Well, unfortunately, that was defeated by Plocker and his minions. But the good news is 39 Republicans, conservatives, voted with Susie Pollock and against Plocker, while only 31 voted with him. So that means that his power is waning. And what we really need to understand is that these people only have power if the followers bow to them. Mm-hmm. So if we continue, so I put out a post on Facebook and on Telegram and on Truth Social that says, it goes to a list. Thank you. Shout out to Andy Wells for making that list for us. Puts a list out there that shows you all of the medical freedom advocates and all the medical freedom traders. Make sure you go and find that post. And call and email and just do one email for each, right? Just put all the emails in there on one and let them know we do not appreciate the fact that you turned your back on the people and the people want, this has more co-sponsors or anything else, that people want these medical freedoms. You're supposed to be conservatives or Republicans that stand for what the Republican platform says in Missouri, right? Which is the right to self-governance, and you turned your back on us. And then thank the 39 who stood with Susie Pollock and stood with the people. Because the more we can encourage these people, we can influence. When they get out there, they're knowing now that if they make these decisions, people are watching their voting patterns. People are watching the things that they're doing, and now we're calling them to account. These people don't want to be called out. They're weak to begin with. Yep. If they're siding with this Rhino bastard, then they're weak to begin with because they're bowing and kissing the ring of Plocker, when in reality they should be bowing to their oath to defend the people and our constitutional rights and do legislation that benefits us. So if we can encourage the ones who are doing right, they can stand strong so they're not alone in this fight. And then if we can call out the roaches and the rats, maybe they'll get some spines, grow some spines, and jump on the other side. But it's up to us as a people to continually stay in front of these individuals, stay in their ear, sending them letters, sending them emails, sending them phone calls, showing up at the Capitol, making sure that your voice is heard, and showing up at the ballot box more than anything else.
Maybe we should, there's that meme of Rudy the Rat. Maybe we should get that and share that, and then they can send that to Rudy the Rat. His inbox can be inundated with pictures of him being a rat.
Yeah.
We can send letters.
Cool.
We can send emails. We could do all of those things of Rudy the Rat, so he knows that we are watching. Everybody in the state is watching him. And we could do something for Dr. Plocker. Go ahead, Preston.
Is Rudy up for re-election? Or
He is.
He is. Oh, my goodness.
He's being primary, I'm guessing, right?
I don't know if he's being primary or not because he was this little sneaky little guy out on the sides.
Well, wouldn't that be something if we now this goes against everything that I stand for in a lot of ways, but what if we back the Democrat just to prove a point? As dangerous as that may be.
Would
you want Rudy the Rat, who's supposed to vote a certain way, or do you know that the Democrat is going to vote another way? There's no guess.
I would say. So what? I know this is getting into dangerous territory, and people don't shut off the TV or your phone just because we're going here,
or the radio.
Or the radio, which we're not on, but still.
We need to get on the radio. We need to get on the AM dial.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it right now. I'm Googling it. I'm taking care of it. It will be done.
Beautiful.
Immediately.
Beautiful. Okay. Be the most beautiful AM
so
radio
if we did go this route, right, and I'm just saying it's really completely up to the constituents of the people in the area, I wouldn't even worry about Rudy the Rat. I really wouldn't. I'd worry about Plocker because we have a pretty vast majority in the House, okay? but the House is strangled by Dean Plocker. Now, just hear me out, okay? You all make your own decisions, but if Dean Plocker loses his seat to a Democrat, that Democrat does not shift the balance of power. However, it does completely destroy the leadership in the House, allowing someone else to possibly rise up and free our representatives to bring forth real legislation.
And that would send a strong message.
That would send
to the
a
others.
strong message. Now, again, that's up to the constituents. I'm not advocating either way. I'm just advocating for thinking outside of the box. Because if we get him for another 2 years, right, that's another stifling process of trying to get good legislation passed. And remember, the House controls a lot of stuff for the people, you know? So if this is
maybe
something...
if Dr. Plocker just does the right thing, he doesn't have to worry.
Yeah, so Dr. Dean Plocker, if you decide to be a man of integrity...
Maybe he could come on the show.
Maybe you can. Maybe you come on the show and maybe you tell us why you've made such bad decisions lately. You can apologize to us and the rest of your constituents because you're in the House, so you're actually... I'm your constituent, and so is he. You're the majority leader. We're all your constituents because you control the legislation coming through here. Why don't you come on this show? Why don't you publicly apologize to everybody, right? And then reaffirm your oath, and then we'll talk about supporting you.
Wear your white jacket, wear your
white
scrubs,
jacket.
whatever you feel comfortable with, Doctor.
Right.
And come on the show and explain yourself.
And explain and apologize.
That's right. We will have cookies.
Can we tag him? Does he have a Facebook?
He does.
where
I
we
tag
get
him all the
tagged?
time.
Tag him.
I tag him all the time.
Why don't we just have everybody tag him in the chat?
Yeah,
There we
tag
go. Everybody
Dean
tag him.
Plocker in the chat on Facebook
Dr.
right
Plocker.
now. Dr. Plocker.
Preston,
Dean
would you like to come
Plocker.
back for that interview?
Oh, that'd be amazing. I think he should be accountable.
Excellent.
But you guys, I'm sure, would put him through it is fairly thoroughly.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
We
we'd
would
be
love
very
to.
respectful.
I'd
very
offer him a
good.
water.
He'll get a water. We offered Preston a water. Preston did not need any water, which is incredible. It's not an indictment on me because I drink water, or you, or even Dr. Plocker.
Dr. Plocker. Just
Preston's
do what you
just
need to do.
badass.
I'm just saying, if we're not going to have, like, what's worse to have? Somebody who strangleholds our conservative party or a Democrat in that seat who
ultimately
has no actual power.
A freshman with no power, really.
I'm just saying. So going back to this, one thing I want to point out, Benny Cook, from what I understand, okay, this man is dope. So he's the one who had the bill that they put the amendment and then the amendment to the amendment onto and started doing their thing, right? What if, or he's talking about possibly killing his own bill to give Susie Pollack's bill a chance to come back so that there's no excuse for Plocker to supplant that bill and use his bill and that amendment to an amendment as the reason to not go back to it. He's, from what I understand, and this may be too late now, but I heard it recently, he is willing and considering to kill his own bill, sacrifice his own bill to allow Susie Pollack's to come through.
That would be incredible.
Because in reality, I mean, like, his bill is good, but in priority-wise, I mean, he even understands the significance of the medical freedoms over what he's trying to do. And maybe him and Susie can get together and he can add his bill as an amendment to her bill, and then we have a winner on all sides.
Now, isn't there a rule somewhere that you can't add an amendment to an amendment?
As long as
Like
it's
a gentleman's
germane.
agreement?
No. As long as it's germane to. Are you talking about what we're talking about with the Missouri Constitution, or are you just talking about
Parliamentary
something else?
procedure.
Yeah,
Oh no, you can do that.
you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no rules among rats and thieves
Yeah, that's right.
and fake
Rudy the
doctors.
rat.
Yeah.
Ah.
So as soon as I started saying this about allowing Plocker to die on the vine, my phone blew up.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what happens. Anyways, I just say, like, give it, like, our hands aren't tied, people. You know what I mean? Your hands aren't tied. If this guy is not going to do right by you or us, really, because it's all of us,
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah, I would do it as
I
well.
would do it. I would vote for that person. I would wait that out, and then I would elect a real Republican the next time, right? Because imagine the surge of coming back after that as well. I'd take a picture of it. I'd post it on my Facebook. I'd post it on Missouri Rhino Watch, and I'd make a video, and I'd be proud to say, Dr. Plocker, you don't have me in a bind.
Yeah.
You don't have me in a bind. Now, I'm not saying go out and do it to everybody. We've got to be strategic in the way we do it. We can't
Surgical.
Surgical.
Like
a
Rudy the
scalpel.
rat, like a scalpel.
I mean, just take we don't want to take a shotgun approach
Yeah.
to it. We just want to take a scalpel and take out the real problem. And that real problem happens to be floor majority leader,
Dr. Plocker.
Dr. Dean Plocker.
Well, some of us would like to
Doctor.
take the shotgun approach, but
Yeah, don't take the shot. We are not advocating violence, Sam.
No, Sam has.
Mow your yard.
Well, Sam's. You still have your shirt unbuttoned?
no, I
You should because you obviously have some tension.
no,
Okay.
no. Yeah. I've got. Oh,
You work on that bell. Did we get that bell?
Ding.
Yet? Friend of the show bell.
oh. Yeah,
Ding.
that's under wraps.
Under
Right now,
wraps.
I'm actually studying and outlining for the next show and
Okay.
of Sam Daly.
Oh, Sam.
good.
Sam's busy right now.
Good. Okay, so real quick, and then we'll move on
Tomorrow's
from
Friday,
Plocker.
he's off.
So I would consider tanking Plocker for a Democrat because they won't have that much power. He will not be the Speaker of the House, and then therefore he will lose all of his authority and power and chokehold. We could possibly get a brand new Speaker because look, if that wouldn't send a message to say keep crossing us and we will burn you, we could probably get a way better Speaker, somebody worthy of that, and then things could actually get across the line and we could make
Correct.
some real changes. That's all I'm saying. Think
Potentially,
on it.
Preston. Who do you think could be a good Speaker of the House if Dr. Plocker is removed?
Well, goodness, I tell you, I don't know who'd be rising to the top right now, but what we do need is somebody that's going to open up the door a little bit to allow some freedom.
Real
Yeah.
legislation.
I
yeah.
mean, really, because they've been stranglehold, they've been browbeat. I mean, these guys, our Patriots have really gone through it this
Yeah.
last session.
I know.
And man, we need somebody that can stand in
A real
realize-
leader.
a real leader.
A real leader, man or woman, stand up and answer the call and show everybody what Missouri can actually do. Show us.
Well, I mean, there's one Patriot that I know in Grain Valley, Jeff Coleman. He's
Okay.
the most amazing state rep.
Okay.
I mean,
awesome.
he believes just like we do, freedom and less government and do the right thing.
Right on. Well, Jeff Coleman, hey, Benny Cook, Boss Boggs.
Boss Boggs.
Right? I mean, you guys, just form a coalition. We got your backs.
That's right.
Right?
Be strong.
Be strong.
Who cares what they think of you? They're not your friends.
Be strong and forthright, and the strong and forthright will gather around you. Mm-hmm. That was actually a fortune I got in a fortune cookie.
You get
one
a
time.
fortune cookie with that. Nice.
And I actually kept it for 3 years.
Nice.
I actually
And
my
still
favorite
have it.
my favorite fortune from Fortune Cookie. It just says ask your mom. It popped up on my Facebook the other day. It was
Did
like,
you know fortune cookies are an American invention?
No kidding.
Yeah.
The Chinese don't have
Nuh-uh.
fortune. Huh?
Nope. Not in cookies. Not in cookies. Anyways, so just consider it, guys. I want to get rid of Plocker. I think he's a scumbag. I think he's actually one of the biggest problems that Missouri has.
Yeah.
Literally. Like this one.
Even more over Caleb Radden?
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, because Caleb's almost gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is Schatz.
Yeah.
He-
He's other.
$2
Hey,
million.
Schatz. Hey,
He
Schatz,
loaned
since-
himself $2 million
Hey, Shet,
to be
since you've
others.
been brought up,
Yeah.
what are you doing with that $2
What are you
million?
doing, you kook?
Yeah.
So
idiot.
we were looking at the
Other-
MEC filings, right? So the Missouri Ethics Commission to see how much money these guys have claimed. So Schatz has raised $2.2 million, and I was like, "Damn, Schatz making some money." I thought
He's
somebody was paying him
popular.
off. To be honest, that's what I thought. I
Yeah.
thought a PAC's going to pay him off, and then he's going to get hired by the PAC for doing all the stupid, dirty stuff that he did while he was shatting on
Gas
everybody.
tax.
Gas
good
tax, Schatz.
save.
Killing our SAPA, trying to kill SAPA, trying to kill election integrity just to get the gas tax passed, and then doing it illegally against the Hancock Amendment. But anyways, I looked further, and he has loaned himself $2 million.
Ah. So there's money in politics. So you could become a millionaire by being a.
Well, he already has his own company. Let's be fair.
okay.
He
Have
does
you not
have
heard of the Bill
Schatz
Clinton
Underground
Foundation?
Cables.
Oh, okay.
So he's making enough money to and the thing is right. You were telling me, Preston, that you can't get that money back unless you raise that much money, right?
You got to raise that much to pull that back out of the account.
He's
To
not
go and
raising
spend
What
that
were
that
you
money.
doing, Schatz? You were look, you're in others. Oh, I'm gonna give myself $2 million, and then somebody give me 4,
That's right.
and then 5.
This will take me out of the other category.
Just take me out of the other category. Maybe he loaned himself that much money so that a super PAC would then raise that much money, twice that for him, right?
Yeah.
And then they could all justify it, right?
So-
and then he leaves and he gets hired by the super PAC, and the super PAC pays him a living wage, and then he ends up getting his dirty money that way. I don't know. Maybe he's not dirty. Maybe he's
So is that
just
why-
really stupid.
Is that why he passed the gas tax, thinking that he was going to get this payoff? Or I'm sorry, this donation.
I don't know. I don't know. But he sure did make a dumb move. I mean, you're polling so bad, you're in the others.
Yep.
Even with Dolly Parsons help. You can't get any money whatsoever.
And didn't Dolly go down and try to endorse him? Or
Well, he led a fundraiser for him.
That's
yeah,
what it was.
yeah. And so like all these good old boys. got
Dolly's
together.
not putting asses in the seats.
Dolly's not putting asses in the seats. In fact, people are kind of running from old Droopy, the dog.
Yeah.
But you loan yourself $2 million and you're still in the others category. And the thing is, he hasn't spent any of it. He's only spent like 125 something thousand or whatever. You're a straight shooter.
Gas tax shots.
I'm a straight shooter.
Yeah.
Loan myself $2 million like a freaking idiot.
He
God,
fishes.
You're dumb.
He fishes, man.
He's fishing on this $2 million.
fishing.
That's for sure.
That's right.
He is a fisher.
He stands in front of a truck and he's a straight shooter and fishes.
stupid.
What else does he do?
So he's just a dumbass.
Just yeah.
Anyways,
His arms are short.
his arms
are a
are
little
short.
bit short.
He has a weird frame, like when he's wearing his shirt, like when he takes off his jacket. It's like they all look weird. Like his jacket's sleeves are longer than his arms, and then it's got like little fingers poking out. You know
Now,
what I'm
Preston,
saying?
I don't need you to confirm this or anything, but I understand that David Schatz is a reasonable guy, approachable, very, very thick skin.
Last
right?
time
he
I-
likes a good ribbing.
Last time I saw him,
right?
he was
Well, I don't
yelling
know if
at.
I'd say that. I mean,
Preston.
I saw him confronted in the hallway of the Capitol, and I tell you what,
Patriot Jim Pellis.
he did. I videotaped that. He was amazing.
Yeah,
No
he
kidding.
confronted him, and
that was
Schatz lost
outstanding.
his top.
And
though.
Schatz lost his
Yeah.
top, huh?
If
He
you
did.
could come up with something better, then you tell me about it.
Okay.
Jim's like, well, I'm trying to.
He was toe to toe with him. It was a moment.
It was a
That-
moment.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Schatz is a short guy, isn't he?
No, he's
No,
a decent height.
average height.
He's
Average
average
height? Okay.
He's just so square. He
Yeah.
kind
Oh,
of
that's
seems
what it
short.
He's very
He just
square.
looks
He's
shorter on
he's
TV.
rectangular.
Yeah, it's even worse than square. It's like you're not even like evenly boring. You're like oddly boring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So he got in this dude's face, or they?
Well, he
Toe to toe.
confronted him,
Toe
and
to toe.
he was very aggressive. Very
Interesting.
aggressive. Very aggressive.
So
But
he's
Jim,
not thick-skinned.
Jim didn't.
No.
I made a mistake.
Jim
No, no,
didn't
no.
even flinch, dude.
Okay.
He was just locked and
No,
loaded
I
mentally.
tell you what, that Jim's a patriot out
He
there
really
in Cass
is.
County. He's a freedom fighter from the get go.
He really is. He is a strong
Get him
patriot.
a friend
Him
on the
and
show.
his dad,
Yeah.
His dad's amazing too.
James Pellis.
Yeah.
Jim is the son.
Uh-huh.
Don't get it wrong.
Yep.
Jim and James.
Jim and James.
They're strong people. They're good people. We met
JJ.
them up there at the JJ.
James Jr.
James Jr.
JJ.
Yeah, JJ.
Dynamite.
But good people.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on from Schatz, I want to talk about real quick donations. You know, we're talking about money. So, I'm looking at McCloskey, and he's polling. They show the last. I don't believe these polls. I'm just gonna put that out there. They show him at
Except for
3.
Schatz.
Right, except for Schatz. I do believe that one. Like, we can't make this up, guys. Let's just sweep him off to the side. 3% for McCloskey. No, it's like 7%. I don't know. It's a very low number. But then Hartzler's at the top.
I don't. Yeah.
Give me a break.
No.
I mean, maybe some people think that, but anybody I've talked to, they're all like, "Who is Hertzler?"
Yeah. She's
I don't know.
blessed.
She's so blessed.
She's
Oh
blessed.
God, that lady. She went. So the where that whole line she's blessed comes from is we were at the Senate in Clay County. We were at the Senate debate kind of thing. It wasn't a debate. It was whatever.
It was a
But they were
meet and greet
talking,
kind of
right?
deal.
And
Yeah.
she got up and she's like, "I'm so blessed."
Yeah.
And she said she was more Christian than anybody else
Uh-huh.
on
There you
the
go.
thing.
What percentage would she be? Would she be 100% or
I don't know.
101%?
I don't know. Maybe like 101%
I think she was.
Christian.
I think the other two.
You're either your
she was
blood bought, paid for or
103%.
not.
No big deal.
Okay.
You know,
But she's super blessed.
It's super blessed.
Super blessed.
Yeah.
And she keeps using
Does
the
that mean that
same
she's
tired jokes. What?
Does that mean she's attractive?
No. No.
Oh.
No.
Come on,
blessed.
Sam. That's
She's
a low
blessed.
blow.
Not-
I was
Who
wondering.
cares what she looks like?
In the younger communities
blessed.
where they say that they're blessed, it means that they're.
Oh, I see.
Oh, bro, you're not. She's not based.
Well,
not
wait,
She
well,
ain't based at all.
here's this long story the Star does on her, like in the last week. Here's like 2 or 3 pages, and there's not one negative comment in there. And you got to wonder, gee, how come?
Huh.
Why did the Star not take after her?
That is
Why did that not
interesting.
happen?
Because she's blessed.
Kansas
Clearly.
City
Oh,
Star
says
loves
God's candidate.
Vicky Hartzler.
God's candidate.
God's candidate.
That's what it said?
Oh yeah. How she
Did
believed.
y'all hear my jaw crack when I
She-
opened my
From the
mouth?
Star?
I think the Star said that she said she was God's candidate. I mean, whether she said that or not, who knows? I mean, we're talking fake news.
She did. She was.
But,
she
All right, well, then the listeners, she's God's candidate.
she's
It's
God's
over.
candidate, so it's over.
McCloskey,
Just go
Schmidt,
home.
Greitens,
Schmidt,
all of
Greitens,
you.
all you, Bobby,
Back
Billy,
out. Yeah.
go.
Bobby, Billy Bars.
Billy Bars.
Billy Bars, you got.
Go on
God
home.
votes it's over.
God votes, it's over.
And just to be clear, I like Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bars.
Billy Bars.
Billy
I had no
Billy
idea that. I'm just actually kind
Long.
of lost
Yeah.
right now.
I do like you.
That the Kansas City Star, they actually acknowledge God.
Well, he did.
I think,
There's
yeah.
a long story about Vicky Hertzler just last week, I think.
Jeez. All right.
But
let's look into
not
that.
one negative line in there.
Interesting.
Well, then that's
Interesting.
an indictment right there. If
Yeah,
the
well, we're
Kansas City
gonna talk
Star's
to her.
for you, then we're against you.
I'm gonna ask her. Ooh, that's what we can ask her tomorrow night. Vicky, are you God's candidate? Oh gosh, that's
Yeah.
gonna be great. Oh, it's
Yeah.
gonna be
That's
great.
gonna
I
be
hope
fun.
she says yes.
Yes.
And if she says no, I'd be like, well, it's a shame.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's right.
It's
Too
a
bad.
shame.
Actually, we'll ask Billy Bars. Hey, Billy.
he got
let me
so
ask you-
pissed. He was so mad. It was so funny. He burned her really bad at the candidates
Yeah,
at
he
the
did.
thing. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I still think Billy Bars ought to be a stand-up. Okay.
Oh, definitely.
He doesn't win the Senate. He ought to do a stand-up.
Yeah,
act,
because he is
right?
really funny.
I think he's got some good
He is
stuff.
good.
He's
Yeah.
talking about his fat head couldn't
Yeah.
fit on the van.
But
right.
what
So he had
did
to get
he
a
say
bus.
about Hertzler that she had the same voting percentage as Liz Cheney?
Yeah,
That's
she
his line.
is.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
She's a Liz Cheney of Missouri.
Right.
I mean, that's exactly what she
She
is.
is.
She's a troll. Josh Hawley, you're a silly guy
Yeah.
for endorsing her.
Well, Josh Hawley doesn't want anybody overshadowing him,
That's what they say.
and that's fine. He's doing some good
not
work,
fine.
but it's
not fine.
We
How
need to
weak
have
sauce are
two
you?
strong people in the Senate, not order takers. We
Agreed.
need two strong.
We need
people.
two leaders.
Because what if Holly gets compromised? Hertzler, God's girl,
Blessed.
is going to vote the way he does. That's a problem.
blessed Vicky,
Blessed.
Vicky the blessed,
Vicky the blessed.
Vicky the blessed, Vicky
Holy,
the blessed,
Holy Holzer?
Holy Hartzler.
Hartzler? We'll work on it. We'll work on it. We'll edit this part out.
Maybe she just doesn't even deserve a nickname. That lady. So anyways, the whole point of us
Can we call her just Lady?
lady.
Lady
Well, I
Hartzler.
feel like that's kind of like
Is that cop out?
Get her on
well,
the phone.
it's kind of rude to all the ladies.
Yeah, I'm not saying that she's
know what I'm
not a
saying?
lady. I just don't want her as senator.
No, I'm just saying, like, if we
know
just
God
call her
likes her,
lady,
but,
there's a
you
lot
know.
of nice ladies out there that deserve to be called lady. I don't know if Hartzler does.
Yeah.
Okay, then what about we call her Trans Lady?
I feel like you're pushing the. Just,
No, you can't.
Sam,
no,
Sam,
I
find the
know
trumpet
just
button.
reel it in.
I know the rules. I know the rules.
Just reel it in.
Preston, sit down. Sit down, Preston.
Bless.
Don't leave.
Don't
It's
leave,
Sam. He
Preston.
does this sometimes. Sit down.
So anyway, so the whole point was I don't think Vicky Hartzler is at the top. But when you look at the money, you know, a lot of people say like, well, you can judge everything by the money, which I just
Well,
don't believe.
how much has she raised?
She got about the same amount as Schmidt, 2 point something million, 2.5, something like
Okay.
that.
From the collection plate?
From the collection
Come on,
plate.
Preston. That's enough out of you.
But anyways, so when I looked into it, right? So I looked into it and started looking into the actual donations. This is what really stood out to me, right? So Schmidt and I looked into Schmidt and I looked into Hartzler and I looked into McCloskey, and I just wanted to kind of do a comparative because we were up there doing that stuff with McCloskey, and I was like, you know, what are the odds really looking like based on the money? And what was interesting was Schmidt has double donors, so. And I'm not saying anything's wrong here. I'm just saying, like, I didn't think you could. I thought you could only give $2,900 per round. So $2,900
I believe that is the primary.
pre-print. So I unless there is a really bad audit problem or like duplication problem, there is multiple people like they're on there twice for $5,800, and when you click on them and it goes over to the breakdown, it says $5,800, meaning that one person gave $2,900 twice, and.
Well, you can give once to the primary and again to the general election.
Right, that's what I thought. And so when I'm looking at it, I'm like, hey, is this right? I think I have it. I have it right here. So I was on the FEC and I was looking at them, and yeah, so here, Cameron Smith, okay? So
No relation to me.
Cameron Smith, year to date, lawyer, $5,800.
So can he give?
He's on there
all of
twice.
it?
Look, Cameron Smith. Look, watch.
But how
It's
much
a
each
lot.
time?
$2,900 each time. And then look, I'll find another one real quick. Chris Ross, twice. Click over the info. Chris Ross, $2,900 in December 30, 2021. Maybe it was because it was last year. That shouldn't be it, should it?
No, this is part of the cycle.
And then $5,800. So year to date, $5,800. Right? And so it's like, well, what in the world? Chris Murphy, $5,800. Madison Gelber, $5,800. Emily Frizella, Andrew Frizella, duplicate. David Atkins twice, Donald Sanders twice, Catherine Sanders twice, Bassam Hadi twice.
To have that many duplicates, I think it's more of a data mistake maybe with
It must be, man.
with the FEC. Maybe what if he uploaded the data twice and they took it twice?
Well, that's definitely so. But if that's the case, then his earnings.
Could they do it all at once, assuming he gets?
No, you can't do that.
Okay, so you have to do this just in case you get the ticket. Otherwise, you have to give me back.
And the weird thing is
there's no refunds. That doesn't. It didn't work that way. It's not like taking a lawnmower back to Walmart kind of thing.
Well, and the thing is right there. You can correct if you do overgive.
Yeah.
You can at the end of I've seen them on the filings. At the end of a filing, you can like make a correction and then give money back. Sometimes people pay like I've seen it from like $3 too much.
I've asked for money back before from candidates that I wasn't happy with, and I couldn't get it back.
Yeah. But I'm saying like if it's a violation. So in other words, I've seen people who did and then they get a refund check. So I wonder, what if this is a game where they give the money back at the end of the reporting, right? They cop it back at the end of the reporting, but then they just give it back to him again. So it like makes it look like he's got all this money. Oh, we haven't finished our filing and we haven't corrected it yet. I don't know, but it's even weirder to think though. I mean, this is the FEC, this is the federal government, so it is weird to think that they got this wrong. Because it's not
they got
just,
it wrong several times.
And it's not just showing, right? It's not just showing the fact that they got it wrong a lot, dude, a whole lot. It's not just showing that that they did.
Well, I think when you look
election type primary, okay.
It's like raw data, I think, because I clicked on a report today and it says like raw data, and so I think maybe there must be some kind of data processing the FEC must have to do to clean that up.
Possibly, but see now some of them say $5,800. Yeah. And this is so. See, this is the thing. Election type for the general. How? One says for the primary.
I don't know how you like pay ahead kind of thing.
Well, look, that one says election type general.
I guess somebody'd want to. Okay, go ahead and let them.
Well, and then, I guess that doesn't matter then, because see that one says primary, election type primary, and then same guy, Paul Packer. One donation is for the primary, and one donation is for the general.
Aha!
Isn't that illegal?
There you go.
No, you can't do that.
You can make those prior to.
I suppose you could, yeah.
There it is.
So then that's what you can do.
There it is.
But as far as the guy wanting his money back, if he doesn't get through the primary, I don't think you can do that.
But you can still give him $5,800.
Still do that, yeah. It makes your numbers look bigger, yeah.
Now, can that be used? Could Schmidt use that?
No, he couldn't tap the general money until after August 3rd.
So I can give you $5,800, but you can only utilize
half of it.
Half of it.
I used to go to the Federal Election Commission when I was a reporter in Washington. I used to go there every month.
Right.
Read these old printouts.
Well, that's good to know. I'm glad that you explained that, because I thought that you couldn't donate until after then.
I think they let you pay it forward.
Well, they obviously do.
Yeah,
they obviously
that
do.
makes sense.
Now,
so they think that he is absolutely going to be in the general election, and so that's a real big thing. That's a big identifier, because McCloskey. So these are all like $2,900 twice. These are the type of donations he's getting, right? And so you basically, I wouldn't say you could cut his donors in half. You cut him about 30%, because if you look through this, you'd be like, damn, like. At least 30% are doubles, maybe more.
And this is McCloskey's account?
No, this is Schmidt's.
Well, just think anybody else that gives that same way is because the reason people are doing that you're going to make that person into the next kingmaker if they don't win the primary, because they're going to be able to shovel the primary those funds that are still in there to help support and give somebody else a boost up. I mean, I don't know where they've changed the laws of how you can transfer from one committee to another.
Interesting.
But I think it will allow them to be quite a player.
I wonder if Hartzler and Schmidt are the establishment choices. I mean, it would make sense that they were. And then that way they're doubling up on either one, so then they can train the money over. I mean, either way, I guess, like, whoever wins the primary, we want them to beat the Democrat. But, like, so that's really what I'm trying to get to is – it's conflated. It's not like real deal money. So like McCloskey's made like $1,014,000, and they're from like, if you look at the donation sizes, they're like $25, $250,
they're small.
$50, $150, $500.
Which
so like
equals voters.
Right. So that's what's so wild. So then I look at that, and then I look at this, and then I look at the polls. And I'm like,
can't believe the polls.
right,
man.
right. But that's the
Polls
thing. But a lot of people will be like, well, I'm not voting for McCloskey because he can't win. Well, like, I'm not trying to pitch McCloskey. I truly am not. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, just vote for who you think's the best candidate.
So if you're
on
like,
your
all right,
principles,
I like
not on like,
McCloskey.
I'm not going to be on the losing side.
Yeah, that's the wrong mentality to have. Like, well, I like him, but he's not going to win. Well, what do you mean he's not going to win? Who are you going to vote for then? You're going to vote for somebody else that you don't like? Why would you do that?
I tell you, I deal with it all the time. I mean, absolutely.
What's the mindset of it? I mean,
The mindset
what's your
is
thoughts?
it's like almost picking racehorses kind of thing. Gee, I want to put my money on the best bet.
Yep. They want to win.
Yeah, but you know what? All horses are not created equal.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Some of them are taking drugs.
Or some don't have principles, or maybe there's other reasons. But no, if you pick your candidates that way because you know which horse you think is going to win first, pity you.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You should. So the whole message is, don't pay attention to the polls. Don't pay attention to what other people are saying. Look at the candidate for yourself. Every one of them.
Even Schatz.
No, don't look at Schatz.
Don't go there.
Look, we already know what Schatz
Look
has
at
done.
it.
Just look
at
at
it.
it.
Just would you look at
Would you
it?
look at his square boxy frame? Rectangle. But look at all the other ones.
I want them to look at Schatz, so they can put him even lower than others.
Yeah, maybe he'll bow out.
Where's
Be
that
like-
form
He's
for
like,
my
I gotta raise
repeal?
$2 million to get my money back.
Yeah,
dude.
he's not going to get his money back.
Anyways, so just look at all the candidates. Literally make a decision on what you think is important. You know, like their history, right? What they've stood for, what they're saying now, what they will, what they won't say. You know, I mean, really
Their
feel
history.
these people out. This
Not
is
what they say,
and we
because
don't-
this is an election year. They're going
Right.
to say anything
right
to get elected.
Well, even some of them won't say the things we want them to say. Like, you know, we still can't understand why Schmidt won't renounce McConnell.
Yeah.
You know, that's really the only thing that stresses me out about him. Like,
or Hartzler doesn't know what the Great Reset is.
or she says she doesn't, which is even worse.
That's his worst,
yeah, she doesn't know what the Great Reset is, but thinks we do need one. Such a
Right.
stupid woman.
Dummy.
I mean, she's so blessed. Anyways, point being is look into these people and understand who they are, and make your own informed decision as the accountable individual you are. You have the right to elect somebody, you know, and we don't really have a big action of recourse for senators who go rogue. There's really not much we can do. So it's 6 years with this individual who is in charge of a lot of big things. Remember, you know, Supreme Court justices, foreign policy, all kinds of very
Stop the agenda
treaties,
that's going on right now.
all this other stuff. All these very, very high-profile things. Vicky Hartzler's been in there from the very beginning. She voted for that vaccine database bill. So did Billy Long.
So Billy
Sorry,
Bars.
Billy.
Yep. That's a question we should ask Billy
I'm
Bars
definitely
tomorrow
going to
night.
ask Billy tomorrow night about
Yeah.
that. Why did you vote for this? And he'll probably spin it like you did the other one. But
He'll say it funny.
he will say it funny. But the thing is we have to be self-accountable and not pick a racehorse based on the color of the mane or whatever the case is, or what you think everybody else is doing, or the odds or anything else. Don't play the odds.
Yeah.
Play the horse. Like, if you've seen them on the track and you know what they can do, or you think you know what they can do, just be independent and don't run with groupthink, because that's dangerous. That's what's got us here.
Yeah.
How are we doing on time, Sam?
We're at about 8:38 currently.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So, anything else that you want to go over there, buddy boy?
Well, we cut into the time on the expose. I think Lincoln Huff needs to be exposed as much as possible, so I don't want to rush through this.
Yeah. Well, and too, so like if you look at this, I think this was something that we staple. We're going to tell everybody now so we do it. Next show we'll be covering all of this.
Yeah.
And what's great is they all voted for the same things.
Yeah,
they
it's
all
true.
voted the same way. So we
It's
actually don't have to dig into just Lincoln Huff. We can dig into Lincoln Puff. We can dig into Mike Searpoint. We can
Searpoint.
dig into Bill White, and we can dig into Justin White Nose Brown, Justin Blunt.
Yeah. Blunt.
There
there
we
you go. Justin
We can
Blunt.
dig into Justin
Are they
Blunt.
related?
And no, it's something to do with something. But they all voted the same way, and which means they are all under the same agenda. For whatever
They're all
reason.
being primary.
Correct. They are
What are the
all
odds?
being primary.
Fantastic.
So, anything else you got?
Oh
Buddy?
no, you guys
Let's give Preston another
You guys
plug.
are amazing. My goodness.
Right on. So remember, Preston Smith, Jackson County executive, been a patriot, been a fighter from the very dang beginning.
Hold
Hold up your sign.
Yeah,
again,
hold up
brother.
the sign and the
Sign up.
shirt.
Here we go. All
Oh,
right.
where can we get one of those shirts
On the
or
website?
those
Oh,
signs?
you can get a search on my website too. There's a little way you can buy it, and I get about half the donations from it. But
Fantastic.
there we go.
FrankWhite.com.
You bet.
Preston Smith County Executive, Jackson County Executive. Let's put a Republican back in Jackson County's executive seat now that we have roads.
I'll tell you what,
Paved roads.
it'll start right here with you guys.
I guarantee.
Yep.
I mean, I think
Excellent.
I fully I'm excited because I know that if they get you, man, they're going to get somebody who's actually grounded, has integrity, and wants to make a change. So God bless you. Thank you very much for coming on our show, giving us your time, and all the work that you've put in for 40 plus years. You know, you've been a great patriot. I call you a friend. I thank you very much for being here. I'm sorry that you had to deal with Brett. I'm sorry that Sam didn't button his shirt, but we're trying. We're trying.
I would have been under my behavior would have been better if Sam wasn't here.
It's true.
Well.
But unfortunately, if Sam wasn't here, we wouldn't be here either.
That's true.
So
well, we would still be here.
it's
just
all
wouldn't be
about.
live.
It's all about. I don't want to say the word compromise.
Yeah.
It's all about diplomacy.
Diplomacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put up with all of this for you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And we put up with him.
Hey.
For me.
Hey,
What's it?
hey, bro.
Put your hat back on.
All right. And then last shout out again to Bixby Country
Bixby.
Store in Bixby, Missouri. Mark Twain Forest. They got those stickers.
Now, you've mentioned it a couple different times that they're on those gas pumps, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Do they sell those stickers by
Ooh.
chance?
I don't know.
Do they
Bridget-
give them away?
Bridget, don't want the FBI coming knocking on your door for selling the
Oh,
stickers,
right.
So
Donation.
donation.
I'm actually curious if when people, I heard a story that whenever people take them down, there was a specific gas station where people would take them off. And so the gas station ended up, I mean, they've got cameras there.
Put up a
and so
sign.
they didn't just put up a sign.
Don't
but
deface.
They took them to court.
Wow.
They took the people who were, taking off
it
the
off?
stickers.
I've never
Beautiful.
put one up.
You didn't hear about that?
Beautiful.
I've never. I knew
I thought
that
they had
were going
a.
after people.
I didn't know they went to court, but I did see it says, "Do not take these stickers off. Do not deface
You see
our
how
gas
smart,
pumps."
You see
it's
how
beautiful.
You know how genius Bixby is, though, that they said, "I'm gonna put them on it myself."
Mm-hmm.
That's genius, Bridget. You're a patriot. It's awesome. All right, so I guess that's it.
That's it.
I'm kind of remorseful. I don't want to say goodbye. It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll be back next 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks. Yep.
We will start tomorrow. We're going down to the Jackson County Lincoln Days. Super excited about that. There's a Senate event down there. We will be covering that. If they allow us to ask questions, we will be asking them. I think they will. And we will also put up the video of it afterwards.
Yeah.
I love Jackson County. I know that there's a lot of madness going on down there, but there's rebel rousers and people who care. Preston's from there.
That's it. Are you going to be there tomorrow?
I will be. I'm actually going to speak.
Hey,
Yeah.
all right. Drink
Yes.
tickets.
And I love.
They told me 5 minutes.
No
Right
kidding.
on.
We'll see if we get
Oh,
it.
that's
Yeah.
Right on.
fantastic.
Dave Leitner.
We'll film it for you. If that's
Shout
all
out
right.
to
That'd be
Dave
amazing.
Leitner.
Perfect.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
I like that guy. He's good people. He's the chair of Jackson County.
Who's that? I
Dave
interrupt
Leitner.
you.
Dave
Oh,
Leitner.
yes, definitely.
Show Me Presentations is his thing too. This is a free plug, Dave. You don't have to pay me.
You pay me though, Dave.
You can pay Brett. And my good friend Mark Anthony Jones. Love you, buddy. And that'll be it.
Yeah. Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Preston.
Thank you very much,
Thanks,
guys.
Brett.
Thank you.
Thanks, Josh.
Thanks, guys.
everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Doctor.
Thanks, guys.
Doctor.
Thanks, guys. Doctor.
Doctor.
Dr. Plocker.
Now shut us off so we
He's
can
a
cuss.
son of a gun. You guys don't listen. Sometimes our mic stays hot.